Afternoon, everybody. You had me at bacon. How is everybody doing this afternoon? Hey, Alicia. Hold on one second. I forgot to get my little phone thing up so that you guys can see me, okay? Bacon's the best thing in the world. Told you guys I was going to be scoping more, keeping my promises. Keeping my promises. Oh, I'm so glad that you like those. Yeah, guys, I recently did a scope on pettigrain, and then I did one on spikenard yesterday. So if you want to go look through my Periscope account and see those, then you are more than welcome to. But for right now, I'm going to clean my camera. You know, most people do these before they get on, but no, not me. I kind of fly by the seat of my pants here. I am sure so many of you guys are really, really hoping that you can hit silver in the next 4 months and make it to leadership. If you are planning on doing that, throw up some hearts. Let me see who's here who is going for silver. Woo, look at those rainbows. I love it. I love it, love it. Our team theme this past year was all unicorns. So we had rainbows and unicorns and so much fun at convention that, oh my goodness. Yes, you are, Margaret. You are definitely going. I will be at the Orlando Leadership Retreat, guys. So hope that I can meet some of you that I didn't get a chance to meet at convention. Back to silver, absolutely. I know a lot of you and people on my team have been stuck for the last year, and we are going to talk about how we can get through that so that all of you guys can get your silver ranks back or get it for the first time. Since coming back from convention, I've really spent this week writing a ton of stuff, doing a lot of strategy, doing a lot of training as well for my team. So I'm just excited to share a little bit of information with you guys. My tips for one, we'll talk about how many classes you need to get $1,000 a month. Would that be a game changer for you? $1,000 a month? I know for most of us, $1,000 a month is a game changer. That's like, could easily replace, you know, some supplemental income, or maybe like me, when I started out, my dreams were so small, I forgot how to dream. And my dreams were just to buy healthy food for my family and to supplement for that. So I know you guys feel the same way, and let's talk about how many classes you need to do to earn $1,000 a month. And now if you follow this for 4 months, you are going to hit silver. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You will hit silver. So I want you guys to just like claim that. Write it on your mirror with a marker and just write silver. If you're going for gold, write gold. If you're going for presidential, write presidential. Put it on your mirror so you can see it every single day. That is a huge, huge, huge affirmation that you need to see, you need to look at every single day that you are in your bathroom. And guys, I won't lie to you, I have put this on my wall. Big words, presidential, and I think I did that a year ago. And I think it was about 8 months ago I ripped it down. And because I have lost 3 presidential legs. 3 legs have fallen apart. And I ripped it down at a time where I was just extreme. I was pissed. I mean, let's just be real. It's hard to get to that rank, to get to that next rank. And you want to give up. And so I had a really good friend come over, and without me knowing, she put them back up. And when she did that, I just started to cry, because sometimes you need somebody else telling you that you can do it. And if you don't have that voice in your life, then I want to be that voice. And I'm telling you guys that you can do it. So put those words up. I believe in you. I know your uplines believe in you. I know your friends and cross lines and downline, we all believe in you. So put it up on there and don't rip it down like I did, all right? Because I got upset for a moment but it's back up, and I don't care how long it takes. I'm not in a hurry, but I want to help other people as I'm trying to achieve my dreams. So anyways, I got hugely sidetracked, and if you're new to my scopes, that happens quite often. Hi, I'm Jackie. I have ADD. But today I'm going to help you guys make a strategy plan for hitting silver in 4 months. And as I was kind of doing this, it honestly took me forever to make a chart. And I made a chart that shows you how many classes you need to do in order to earn $1,000 a month. Because let's just start small. All right, maybe you're on the scope, you're brand new. I don't want to hit silver. I don't want to go to leadership. That's okay. Maybe let's just help you make $1,000 a month. And if not that, cut it in half, $500 a month. All right, that was my goal, $500 a month to buy healthy food for my family. So if we are going off the average in doTERRA, and the average class, okay, is you get 5 to 10 people to your class, and you make, in sales, I'm talking about your average class sales, total up the kits, usually about $500 to $1,000. That's if you get 5 to 10. Now, if you don't have that many, just cut it in half. So let's just say 600. Let's say you got 3 to 5 people to class, all right, and you made 600 in sales. That means that you are going to be profiting in your pocket from your fast start check. You're going to be profiting $120. Now, when you times that, or you divide it or multiply it, whatever you have to do, all right, I did it already for you, so I'm not going to make you do it. That means that you would be needing to do 8 to 9 classes a month. And now, that is not a lot. That's even less than, 2 classes a month, if it's a 5-week month. So 2 classes a week is not a lot to ask. That is if you would like to make $1,000 a month and you're averaging $600 in your classes, all right? Now, if you're averaging less or more, then it's kind of like a sliding scale. If you're doing a class and maybe you make the highest amount, which, is 1,000 average. It's kind of between 500 to 1,000 is what I've heard from everyone in doTERRA is what they make at an average class. So 500 to 1,000, you make 1,000. That means you're going to be bringing home on Wednesday, doTERRA is going to pay you $200 for that class. That's 20%. So that's your fast start check that you're going to get immediately. How many classes would you have to do if that's your average? 5 classes. So that's 5 classes a month that you would have to do, bringing in $1,000 in volume and that sales for that class. So if you're visual, here you go. I've got a chart I made for you. Now, go ahead and screenshot that if you would like. This does not include unilevel commission and your power of 3 bonus. All right, this does not include that. Obviously, if you are teaching 8 to 9 classes a month, my gut is telling me that you should absolutely be getting your power of 250, right? We should be getting our power of 250 at that point. Maybe not, maybe you get your 50, but hey, that's $50 more than what you were getting. And this also does include unilevel commission. All right, everybody get that? Wait 5 more seconds. All right, flipping it around. On your iPhone, you hit 2 buttons at the same time, but I don't know how to do it without actually doing it. There you go. Maybe you got it. Okay. So these are your personal enrollments. These are your enrollments. This is not what your team's bringing in. This is just what you're bringing in. This is, I want to help you make $1,000 a month, because that is what is going to keep you doing this business, right? If you're not making like $100 and you're working your butt off, then you need to talk with your upline. There's something going wrong, and you really need to get a strategy session in with your upline as to why that's happening. So now the question is now how do we actually go about building towards silver with this? All right, so we know about the new wholesale customer and the wholesale advocate accounts, everybody? Yes? Hearts, yes, because I don't want to train you on that right now. If you want a good training on that, go to Heather Pattanaud. Heather Pattanaud just recently did a great Periscope on that. So go to her account and follow her, okay? Because she just did an awesome training on that. So with the new wholesale customer and wholesale wellness advocate, your wellness advocates are your builders. So that is who you're going to be placing all of these people underneath, all right? These new enrollments that you're bringing in. You need to be doing at least 10 classes a month. If you're brand new to doTERRA, you have no volume, all right? And you want to hit silver in 4 months. You need to do at least 10 classes a month. And honestly, I think everybody should be doing at least 10 classes a month if they're building this business. So with that in mind, this is not even including your builders, okay? So those wellness advocates that you have building a business, you want to teach them to do this same exact thing. Everything, you're welcome, Keely, and it's really good to hug you. So you want to make sure that you are teaching them to do exactly the same thing. It's going to trickle down. It's going to be duplicatable. Okay. Now what do you do? Now what is the steps that you need to take in order to be hitting silver in 4 months or making $1,000 a month? Okay. So Heather recently did an awesome Periscope, and I wrote down some steps that she said. So I'm going to share some of those with you guys. And just being completely honest with you about what you should be doing, because a lot of you are doing things you shouldn't be doing. You know, I have people on my team who are all into personal development. They're all into reading and, you know, doing all these programs and trainings, but they're not doing anything for their business. They're bettering themselves, but they're not actually going out and doing and teaching and enrolling and following up and prospecting. That is what you need to be doing. That's exactly right. You can't read without action. Instead, I want to encourage you, you know, if you're new, the sooner that you can do your first class, the easier you're going to see that this is to build. You wait months and months and months, you're going to build up so much fear that you probably aren't ever even going to teach your first class. So as soon as you want to know this, and as soon as you want to know that you want to make $1,000 a month, or you want to make $500 a month, or you want to pay for your kids to go to private education, whatever it is, okay? As soon as you know that that's something you want to do and you want to use doTERRA to do that, you start right away. Just jump in. I taught my first class. I believe it was probably a webinar before I had any idea about essential oils and doTERRA. I just jumped right in, and I learned as I was doing it. And through my actions, I was able to better myself and learn more about what I should and shouldn't be doing. And then I added in that, you know, that personal development that I needed. But doing your classes and teaching and enrolling, that is going to teach you personal development better than a book, okay? I'm not against personal development books. I think they're great. I read them. I love them. I'm reading a great one right now. So, you know, but you have to take action if you are doing personal development. All right, that was another sidetrack. You know, you're welcome. So here's 7 steps that you can take to hit silver in 4 months. And like I said, these were shared by Heather Pattanaud, and I threw in a few other good ones that I thought. So like I said, 10 classes a month you should be doing. 10 classes a month, at least 2 to 3 a week if you plan on hitting silver in 1 month. You should also stop making excuses. You know, stop saying that you have kids and you can't do it. I've got somebody who built this business. In fact, she just logged on. Hey, Jen, who built this business with a baby on her back and on her breast. So you can totally do this if you have kids. In fact, doing classes at a park with, you know, and opening up that opportunity for other people to bring their kids, That's going to show them that this is an incredible business for mothers. And you can build this business with your boob hanging out and your baby breastfeeding, okay? So stop making excuses. So as soon as you can stop doing that, and I did that too. I made excuses for so long. I was like, oh, whatever it may be, just get that out of your language and just say, I can do this and I'm going to do it no matter what. You need to get engaged with your team activities. So whatever your team and your upline or your upline is doing, then you need to get engaged with that and be a very vital part of your team. This is a business that is better done with help and with your upline's help and with your downline together, meshing together. So get engaged with that, be a part of that, learn from that, open up your, be open to learning from somebody else. A lot of times we think we could do it better, but if your upline has done this before you and is a higher rank than you, then they have a lot of more knowledge and experience than you have. So please be open, be coachable to whatever they're trying to teach you or to teach your team, and be at those meetings, okay? One of the most disappointing things as an upline, as a Blue Diamond, is doing a team call and nobody's showing up for it. It's a lot for us to kind of get that on our schedule to make that time. I carve it into my 9 p.m. Monday nights, and that's a lot for me. I mean, if I could tell you everything that it takes for us to do that for our teams, it's a lot. I've got to go outside and do chores earlier. Chores take me an hour at night outside. I milk the cow. I've got to get the kids to bed. I got to get them fed a little bit earlier. I mean, it's a really huge game plan for us. So be there. Your upline loves you and they want to know that you support them, okay? This is a big thing. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You are not always going to, if you want to just stay in your comfort zone, then you're not going to grow. The only way you can grow is by doing things that make you uncomfortable. And if something makes you uncomfortable, that means you need to do more of it. If sampling people makes you uncomfortable, that means you need to do more of it. That is one of the top income producing activities in doTERRA, is sampling other people. So do it. Do what makes you uncomfortable. If, that's my Instant Pot going off. If prospecting and going out and talking to new people make you uncomfortable, that is exactly what you should be doing. All right? And the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get doing it. I'm not afraid to go up to other people now. But if you guys knew me before doTERRA, I was an extreme quiet introvert who didn't want to talk to anybody. And doing what I'm doing right now would be something that would make me pass out. So the more you do something, the better you get at it. And then you're able to help other people. And guess what? When you're thinking about somebody else, and when you're thinking about helping them, it's almost impossible to be uncomfortable because you're thinking about helping them. But when you're thinking about yourself and you're thinking about, oh, am I going to make this check? Am I going to make this sale? Is she going to sign up? Is she going to get on LRP? That's going to make you uncomfortable because you're thinking about yourself. If you're thinking about them, she really needs to get on this. Her child really needs this oil. You're not going to feel uncomfortable. All right. So it kind of is amazing how those things go together. Dedicate 15 to, I would even say high rate of 20 hours a week. If you're going for silver in 4 months, you need to be working your business 20 hours a week. So at least. All right. When I was a gold, I was working 60 hours a week, working my butt off. So if you're going for, silver, I would say a little bit less than that. If you're going for gold, you're probably going to be working a full-time job. All right. But you're making a full-time income. And then the last thing that I wanted to really make sure that I shared with you guys was how to actually go about doing this. So those are the steps that I recommend you take. But let's look at silver, all right? You have 3 elites underneath you. So each elite is 3,000 in volume, all right? This is you. So if they're 3,000 in volume, that means you're 369, all right? So you're 9,000 in volume. Now, what should you be doing? What are those income producing activities that you should be doing during those 15 to 20 hours a week? Throw them up there. I want to see what you guys do. And learning from each other is huge. So I can tell you what I do. The biggest thing I do is I teach and I sample. Yes, there you go. Sampling, one-on-ones, inviting, classes, follow-up. Oh, those are my top 5 right there, you guys. That's it. Those are them. Product training, absolutely. Contacting, enrolling, follow-up, sampling, mentoring, mailing samples. Okay, so what do you mean by sampling? Sampling is when you give out a sample of an oil to somebody else for them to try. Now, guys, sampling can bite you in the booty if you don't have a system for follow-up. All right, I'm going to show you something that's going to change your life right here. Let me get to a blank page because there's scribbles all over it. All right, this is called the Passion Planner, and this is specifically for people like me who love to time block. So I put a time block in for follow-up, and in that follow-up session, I follow up with people who I have sampled. So, see it? So you can time block a section for follow-up. You can time block a section for making phone calls. You can time block off family time. So I love the Passion Planner, and I think it's great for people in doTERRA. But you absolutely need to be making sure that if you are sampling somebody that you have a follow-up system. If you do not have a follow-up system and you're not checking on them, then you're losing that. You're losing that business. So I recommend when you give somebody a sample, what is one of the best things we can do when we give someone a sample? Open up the invitation for you to follow up with them. And so how do you do that? This is how you do it. There you go. People are saying it right now. Hi, Susie. I heard you talking about how you have a stuffy nose at night or how your husband snores. Would it be okay if I give you a sample of Breathe Essential Oil? It's a respiratory oil. It's really good at opening up your sinuses and your nose and kind of promotes really good clear breathing. Oh, I would love that, Jackie. You would do that for me? Oh, absolutely. In fact, I'm carrying it right here in my purse. So I pull out my sample, I give it to her, and already attached to that, I have a usage guideline. If you don't, that's okay. Just write it down for her on a piece of paper. Use this, apply a little bit to your chest and the back of your neck at night. And I recommend you add a little bit of olive oil if you have that, or coconut oil, and just rub it right into your chest or right onto your husband's chest so he doesn't snore at night. Oh, Jackie, thank you so much. I can't wait to use this tonight. Oh, I can't wait to hear how amazing this was for you, or not. I want you to be completely honest with me. So is it okay if I call you in 2 days and check in to see how Breathe worked for you? Oh, sure. That wouldn't be a problem at all. There you go. All right. I'm really good at talking with myself, so I could keep going on and on, but I'm going to stop right there. So ask permission to follow up. Ask if you can have their contact information at that point, and give them a usage of how to use it. All right. So I recommend if you guys went to convention, you got that little 3-ring binder, but if you didn't, doTERRA has all of the oils, all of the PDFs online, and you can go in and you can look at how to use any essential oil. Can you do the follow-up call and they haven't tried the sample? So if you call and they haven't tried it yet, just say they got really busy and they haven't had an opportunity to try it yet. Say that's okay. I want you to have an opportunity to use this the right way. So, if you can try it in the next few days, I'll give you a call again in 2 days if that's okay with you. So that's sampling. And if you really want to take your business to the next level, you need to do 30 samples in 30 days. That means 30 different people, 30 different samples in 30 days. And guess what? If you repeat that 3 times for 3 months, that is going to be incredible. You are going to open up your network so large that it's going to be unbelievable. And these people that you're sampling, you don't have to just do a one-on-one with them to see if they can enroll. Hey, I know you love that sample so much. How about you host a class for me? You can bring all of your friends to it, and I can come to your house and just present a basic essential oil class to them. There you go. You just opened your network even more. And so from each of those classes, you should be booking classes from those classes. Another really, really important thing, and you guys probably aren't even going to even think of this, is that you yourself need to be a product of the product. What does that mean? That means that you should be using your essential oils, that you should be taking your supplements, that you should be creating your own protocols for your own body. Okay, I don't know what your body is, and I don't know what you need. I don't know if you need adrenal support or whatnot, but you need to be using your own oils, and that is going to create all these experiences, all of these stories on your children as well. Absolutely. You're going to have so many stories that you can share with other people that you're going to come in contact with about the oils when you're sampling, when you're doing classes, when you're doing one-on-ones. Yes, it's going to boost your belief factor in the product and in this company. Do you know how many people that have taught a class, and my team, I teach the EDGE system too. You know, whatever your upline teaches you or whatever you guys have chose to do, we do the EDGE system, and in the EDGE class is a huge section on supplements. And you guys know how many people on my team were not using the supplements and who were teaching that part? I kind of cracked down on them a little bit because I was really disappointed when I said, "Are you really taking the supplements yourself?" "Oh, no." I was like, then you need to stop teaching about this. In fact, before you teach another class, you need to get into your LRP cart and order the supplements. All right, the supplements are the #1 selling product in doTERRA. And if you're not taking the #1 selling product in doTERRA, then you are missing a huge opportunity to make more money and to also make more experiences and LRPs and opening up your team to a whole new world. All right, the supplements are life-changing. I have my own supplement story. I share it at every single class. If you're not taking the supplements, if you don't have your own supplement story, you can use mine, all right? And my story is that I wasn't taking the supplements for a long time. I went to my chiropractor. I had my blood looked at, came back with a whole long list of 8 different supplements that I needed to take. I looked at that, and before I bought it, I went to my house and I looked at the back on I didn't even have the bottles yet, guys. So I had to look it up online, the lifelong vitality of what every little thing is in it, how much vitamin A, how much magnesium, all this stuff. And I looked at the list from my chiropractor, and every single thing that I needed to take was in the lifelong vitality. And so do you know how much money I saved not ordering 8 different bottles of oil or of supplements from my chiropractor's office, instead just ordering the lifelong vitality once a month for $75? I've saved a ton of money. And not only that, I have empowered other people now to take the supplements and to get their health on track. That is the foundation to your health. And if you're not taking the supplements, you don't have your own story, that part in your class probably sucks. And you probably need to start taking the supplements so that you can become more of a believer in the supplements. All right? So I crack down on people when I hear that they're not taking the supplements. So, and then lastly, the most important thing that you guys should be doing is teaching classes. All right? Teaching classes. I don't know what rank you are. Honestly, I don't care. I don't ask people their rank, and I love everyone. So I don't know where you are, but I know that wherever you are, you should be teaching classes. I'm a blue diamond. I'm still teaching. My goal is 3 classes a week for the next 4 months. So you should be teaching classes every single week. And if you're sitting there wondering why you went to convention and you didn't rank up, that's why. It's because you're not teaching classes. So make sure that you're teaching classes, because your team's going to see that, and they're also going to want to teach more classes when they see you doing the same thing. And so when you're doing that, when you're teaching classes, you have to have an amazing follow-up system. So whatever kind of follow-up system you guys are using, you need to get on that and be on it like white on rice, guys, because you're going to be missing lots of opportunities for expanding your network and follow-upping. Do you know how many people who came to a class of mine, walked away, didn't enroll, and because I called them and went back to them and said, hey, I just wanted to see what you thought of this class. Oh, Jackie, I just had so many questions about it. Oh, I love answering questions. When's a good time for us to get together and, kind of talk about what those questions were? Or is this a good time for you? Then that led to an enrollment I wouldn't have had if I wouldn't have followed up. So every person who comes across, everyone you sample and give samples to, everybody who comes to your class, everybody who walks away from your class and doesn't buy anything. And you guys, if you're leading with your heart and you have that compassion just to help other people, then you're not going to come off like a annoying, bratty salesperson. You're not. You won't. It's literally impossible. If you're leading with your heart, with a heart of servitude and helping other people really and truly get what they need in their hands, then you're going to sound like a good friend to that person. You're not going to sound like a salesperson. I have a baby team with just occasional users. Would teaching more inspire them to build? Absolutely. Hands down, teaching more. And I heard Heather say this, and it's funny because we were actually sitting together when a few people came up to us in the Blue Diamond section asking us, how do you find builders? That is the big question, isn't it? How do you find builders? Because you're going to be doing this by yourself for a while until you find people, business partners who are going to partner with you in this. And how do you find them? How do you find them? Anybody have an answer? How do you guys find builders? This is how I find builders. I teach my users to love the oils. That's it. I teach my users and I teach my team to absolutely love the oils. And if you can work with your customers and teach them how to love the oils, how to use them, it's just going to escalate from there. At that, I have had probably I can probably count on one hand, how many people have come to me and enrolled as a builder. All right, everybody else, and I have over 100 builders on my team, everybody else enrolled as a user, and they became those builders. So instead of, or in light of, or at the same time, while you're searching, you can actively search for builders and builders. There's nothing wrong with that. We go into chiropractor's office, we go into doctor's offices, juice bars we have, gone into, massage therapy clinics. We go after that, but I'm telling you from my experience, the majority of the time, the people on my team who are builders are people who enrolled as a user and grew in love with the product, and that was me. I enrolled and I told my enroller not to bother me about selling the oils. And it took me about 3 months to get to that point where I was ready to start selling the oils. So, which is really awesome with the way that the new wellness wholesale customer works. You get another move with a wholesale customer if it's been after 90 days and they upgrade, no fee, click of a button on their back office, they upgrade to a Wellness Advocate account. You'll get an email. You'll have 14 days to move them for the second time. How many of us would like to remove people who have maybe we placed in the beginning, they said they didn't want to build, but all of a sudden they come to you and they want to build, right? I can't even tell you how many people I've wanted to. Well, now you're going to have that opportunity. As long as they haven't created a downline already, and it's after 90 days, you can move them a second time. So this does huge things for how you can structure your team. I think this is an incredible change, and I'm so excited about it. could you give us tips for getting the attention of other businesses? Yeah, so like I said, really being a product of the product, creating your own stories, teaching classes, and if you actually are actively going after other businesses, then you're going to have to do a little bit of research on that business, maybe what some of the needs are. The number one thing you're going to need to do for any business you approach is you need to know the needs of their clients or their patients or their customers. And if you know those needs, then you can approach them with a solution to those needs. And that goes for everything across doTERRA. I don't go anywhere without knowing what is the need, what is the pain point of the people in this, the majority of the people in this class. If I'm going to a class of elderly people, the pain point and the need is very different than if I'm going to a class of mothers. So I need to know, and I need to do my research before the class of more oils and products that could be very beneficial to the elderly, and really make sure that I am, can come across as somebody who really genuinely cares about those pain points that they have. So yeah, know your audience. You can use either. When you sign up a business owner, do you use the owner's name or the business name? You can use either. You can easily swap it as well. If you want to swap it, maybe you enroll as your name, then you're able to swap it over to the business name as long as they have a tax ID and you have some documents to prove it. So we did that, and it was really easy. So I didn't see the other questions that come up, so if you want to type those in really quick, I'll take a minute to answer any questions you guys have. Yay, Margaret. Bye, Margaret. How do you get people to classes? I personally invite and offer incentives, and it's crickets. So getting people to classes, it can be challenging depending on how you're going about doing that. If you are offering incentives that you think are great, then you need to really figure out, once again, your audience. So, I don't have specific incentives for everybody. It's, kind of like what I know that host or that person I'm inviting needs. So if they need a sample, sometimes I'll bribe them and I'll be like, oh, I don't have them on me now. Come to the class and I'll get them for you. And legitimately, sometimes I don't have my samples on me. Bad. But, I just believe that if you just share and come across from your heart, offer them, really that need of why they need to come to your class, and make sure that, you do the proper follow-up and reminding. I always recommend a 3-day text or phone call reminder, and then a 24-hour reminder, and that could be a text message, and then a 2 to 3 hour text or phone call reminder. Because people will forget. I've forgotten about things, and I had said 3 hours before that I was going to go. So make sure that you're reminding people about it. Make sure that you're doing the proper follow-up beforehand to get them there. Do we have to or need to have all the product lines when doing a class? Absolutely not. When I first taught my class, I had probably my family physician kit, which is what I enrolled with. And that was enough. You don't have to have everything to teach a class. You need to have just maybe 4 things. And, that's why I kind of go with the EDGE system, because it's got those 4 oils that they talk about, and you can easily swap those out. So even if you are intending to do a specialized class, maybe you want to do a class on women, oils for women, I still recommend people to teach the basic essential oil class, and just to change those 4 oils or whatever oils they're going to highlight and talk about oils for women. So clary sage, clary calm, maybe the bone nutrient and the phytoestrogen. Okay, so that's kind of what I recommend. And then your closing and your presentation of the kits should be exactly the same thing. If you have difficulty speaking in front of people, you get in a circle and sit in a circle, line the chairs in a circle, or do it on your couch, or somewhere where you're comfortable doing it. That's kind of what I recommend if you're uncomfortable with that. I was very uncomfortable standing and speaking in front of people as well. So I love doing the whole sit down with them, kind of in a group setting, and that's way more. It's easier to pass the oils around as well. The Edge system is just a duplication system that you can find from, I think, Aroma Tools or even edgesuccess.com. Class in a Box is incredible for teaching your class, yes. So that's it, everybody. I hope this was helpful. Feel free to share it with your teams if you feel like it would be useful to them. And I really, really hope that many of you can reach your dreams of hitting silver, gold, platinum, diamond, blue diamond, whatever you want to hit. I'm cheering you on. I know you can do it. You just be very comfortable with being uncomfortable. Stop making excuses and just go for it with all your heart, and you will get there. So have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you guys on the next scope. Bye.